the top of the class of the world is just an incredible group of athletes.
So now is the time to go and talk about the C-1 1,000 meters. Here's the details on how fast potentially people can go, the size of the boat, and what's the key here?
I think the key is to get out into a good rhythm pretty early on in the race. It's a very long race, so getting in a good rhythm is key.
And also, look at this, FUKSA, BRENDEL, Dos Santos. Let's not count out a couple of other athletes. Tacchini, he's been quite quiet so far. This is a dream lineup, isn't it? Yesterday, they had the C1 500 meters. Isaac Dos Santos actually held on in the last 50 meters where BRENDEL was coming back. That's rare.
Yeah, I talked to Sebastian right before I came over here, and he said he was a little disappointed. He went down a little too low in the middle of the race and came up a little too late, in his opinion. But that's hard to say when you're fighting at the top of the world like that. It was a great race by all three of them.
Carlo TACCHINI, he's had a good season so far. Now, he's a bit under the radar, is Andreas. What do you know about him?
Yeah, he's in a good lane over there. He's a very fast starter. I would expect him to maybe take it out pretty quick in the beginning of the race, and we'll see how he does. The hard part for him, I would guess, would be the middle 500 of the race.
So we're lining them up as we go down. But yeah, it's going to be a real battle. And the fact they had a big psychological and physical run out yesterday, will that affect them?
I think it will affect them in some ways, especially the top three, because they were all so close and it was really a tight fight. But yeah, I mean, Oleg TARNOVSCHI got fourth in the C1 500 yesterday. Now he's in the 1,000 also. So, I mean, it's tight for all of them.
Time for the big ones. Martin FUKSA, who's cleaned up so far this season. How's he going to perform at this high stress level? Then we can go on to Sebastian BRENDEL. We just heard about his challenges. And Isaquias Dos Santos, who is just a cool guy.
Yeah, those three have been extremely dominant in this event and really all the singles canoe events. But it's going to be a tough race. I mean, you've got guys like Adrien BART in lane 7, who's a little way, he's out from the middle of the course, but he's still an incredibly fast, powerful paddler. Kirill SHAMSHURIN from Russia. The Russians always put out a top C1 athlete. And then you got the king of the north right there, Mark OLDERSHAW.
Great to see him back.
Yeah, it's just an absolute legend in the sport, and he's back again, dominating and in the A final.
And as I say, a couple of hours ago, if you'd been drawn lane number 9, and I know some of the athletes yesterday had really tough times of it because they were crosswind, but it's not so bad, I don't think, at the moment.
No, it looks like it's a slight headwind at most, but it really doesn't. For these canoe guys, I don't think it'll affect them that much. They're all pretty big guys, so no one's really getting hurt with having a headwind. But
so they're on the line. 9 of the top athletes. And who's the first to show? BRENDEL looking good.
Yeah, it looks like BRENDEL's taking it out real hard like he did in the 500 yesterday, but Oleg TARNOVSCHI and Adrien BART are right there too. Interesting tactic here a little bit. Martin FUKSA and Dos Santos usually take it out really hard in the first 250, and Sebastian's the one hanging back waiting for the finish. We'll see what happens here. Maybe they're going to try and use Sebastian's tactic against him here at the finish of the race. But Adrien BART has a really nice low stroke right there. He's running the boat very smoothly, using his legs and his hips and his big long stroke. So he should be able to keep a pretty high level pace right here in the middle of the race. But Sebastian BRENDEL's really taking it out. He normally doesn't do this. This is a very interesting tactic coming from him. As Dos Santos with his nice high stroke rate, he really keeps a much higher stroke rate than the rest of the field in most of these races. So it's pretty amazing how much he can handle.
Well, he's been on the international scene. I remember watching him as an 18-year-old, and it's like a revelation. This raw athlete came along and just obliterated pretty much everyone, apart from BRENDEL.
Yeah, just out of a part of the world where there really weren't canoers before. But 53 seconds for your first 250 is really fast, so that's going to be really interesting to see if he can hold on to that all the way to the finish.
Mark OLDERSHAW at the moment, either it's a tactic or he's struggling a little bit to keep up with this blistering pace.
It's a really fast pace to get out with. I don't think anyone would have expected this. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest, that this is how fast it's going. But Martin FUKSA looks like he's pulling up a little bit right here. Dos Santos looks like he's sitting and waiting and really taking his time. Maybe he's just really going to push for that last 250. But FUKSA's coming up right now, and Sebastian.
And FUKSA has had such a good season. And the great thing is, we always say it's difficult to peak twice or 3 times in a season. But here they've had quite a long time off.
Yeah, they have had a long time off, but it's still very, very hard to stay consistent for such a long season. I mean, 152 for a 500, that's a fast 500 time, and they're doing 1,000. They're about to do 2 500s really fast. So this is a blistering pace right now.
And have you had some time training, I believe, in Germany this summer?
Yeah, 4 months, the whole summer with these guys. So it's been a really long, hard haul.
So here we go. We're looking into the last third of the race. And, well, you can see from yourself that Sebastian Brendel is very much leading, but the other two big names are still very much in it with Martin FUKSA and Isaquias dos Santos.
Yeah, they're very much still in striking range, but Sebastian has a really, really low stroke rate. So you can see his boat isn't moving left or right at all. It's a very dynamic stroke. The boat's just going directly straight forward. He's just got really impeccable technique. He's very much linear with his athleticism, which is why he's so fast. But Martin FUKSA and dos Santos look like they're starting to close the gap a little bit here. They're moving up on him a little bit, but...
And SHAMSHURIN, also from Russia, still in the game. So has Sebastian Brendel gone too early? He certainly has the determination.
He just did a little pickup. Yeah, he just did a little pickup right there. Dos Santos and FUKSA are coming up, but Sebastian did a pickup as well. He still looks strong. He's getting engaged with his hip. None of them are breaking with their hip. They're staying very strong, but Sebastian just picked it up again. He just did another pickup.
Well, the lefty's beating the two righties. It's not coming into play at the moment. You can see the very smart windscreen in the background, but it's not really needed, and he's really starting to pull away again.
FUKSA's moving up, though. FUKSA and dos Santos are starting to, but Sebastian's just taking it out. He's too far ahead. They're not going to be able to get to him.
And he's coming out with 50 meters to go. This is an exhibition. He said, I'm the best. He started off quickly. He kept up the speed, and moving into the last 30 meters, no doubt about the winner. Sebastian Brendel takes the goal from Martin FUKSA, and phew, dos Santos comes into third place. What a great race.
Man, that was incredible. Led from start to finish. He doesn't even look tired. What a race.
Because we've seen him look absolutely exhausted, but
yeah,
well, they've given it their all.
They've all given it their all. It's just, you know, when you medal, sometimes I think the adrenaline comes in and you don't really notice it. But man, that was a really, really fast race.
What great athletes. And they all going to be keeping going and motivated for the...
Yeah, I mean, the 500 time for them in this race was only 3 seconds slower than their actual 500 time from yesterday in the race. And then they did that twice.
Okay, so they certainly, all the training's been definitely paying off here.
Yeah, that was really, really impressive. Just like Peter Kretschmer and Jules Otis in the C2 yesterday in the final, they led from start to finish. Germany's just really been dominant in the 1,000.
Well, there's no need for the photo finish. You can see what's interesting is the line's been drawn. For a lot of people, they think when they come past the boxes, but it's not. It's a good meter before.
Yeah. There was some drama with that with Carlo TACCHINI, the Poland guy, for the C-1 500 yesterday, but everything was correct, and that was just a phenomenal race by Sebastian.
That's great. So he's going to run out of fingers soon, isn't he? Start talking about his toes as well. So, as you say, he's done the Olympics. And here we go, 3:48. Sebastian Brendel takes the gold medal, is world champion for Germany. Martin FUKSA, the silver for Czech Republic. And Isaquias dos Santos takes the bronze for Brazil, with Russia, Moldova, France, Hungary, Italy, and Canada making it to the final, but not quite good enough for the medals today.
Yeah, 3:48 with that little slight headwind is extremely fast. If that had been like a good tailwind, he easily would have done world's best time, probably. That was a really fast race.
And heading up to the Olympics, is this a statement or is this a one-off?
Yeah, no, I think this was definitely, you know, after the World Cups, he wanted to come back and say, like, no, look, I'm still top dog.
So it's been interesting because clearly after what I like about him, we're going to have an interview.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the best canoe paddler on the planet. He's a two-time Olympic gold medalist. He's a multiple world champion. Sebastian Brendel, what does it mean for you to win this title in front of this incredible Portuguese crowd here today?
Yeah, nice race. That is what I came for here. And I'm happy to win the first place. Nice.
And what about the crowd? What do you got to say about them?
Is it king? Absolutely king. Thank you, Martin. The crowd is amazing. Thank you all to your fans. Thank you.